name is Zachary Roberts, and today I'm going to share with you the origins of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a 8-year purple belt under the Pedro Sauer Association, Team Hopkins here in Pensacola. Also been an Army Cav Scout for a year, and I have level 1 combatives experience, which is Jiu-Jitsu, and a full Army kit. Has anybody here heard of mixed martial arts, MMA, UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship? If so, you probably have seen joint locks, chokes. It's really awesome stuff that's been letting fighters win even when they're in trouble or weak, can't fight anymore. So in that, Jiu-Jitsu literally has a translation of gentle art. Ju meaning gentleness, and Jitsu meaning art or technique. It's called the gentle art for its implementation of ground fighting and chokes and joint locks, as opposed to brutal force kicks and punches, which can be just as harmful to yourself as it could be to somebody else. Although Jiu-Jitsu, like any other culture martial art, originates from India, China, it mostly comes from feudal Japan, where samurais needed a weaponless self-defense method where when they lose their sword or spear, they can still win a fight even though the person would have body armor on, or helmets where they can't knock out somebody. Obviously, strikes will not be useful. You have to do a joint lock, takedown, something like that, a better option. The art of Jiu-Jitsu continued to prosper in Japan, even almost becoming the official self-defense art of Japan and for their police force. It was beat out by Judo. Judo was thought to be safer to practice, less injury prone than Jiu-Jitsu. Also, Judo emphasizes more on takedowns, getting the fight down, not really after anything after that, and doesn't emphasize too much ground fighting. There's one theory that claims that Jiu-Jitsu was not named official martial art because Judo happened to be a little less, more watered down than Jiu-Jitsu, and they wanted to hide the real effectiveness of Jiu-Jitsu from Westerners. Americans were exposed to Judo in World War II. Never really Jiu-Jitsu. It was brought back here to America when America's military came home. So now Americans are exposed to Judo as opposed to striking arts, but other parts of the world were being exposed to Jiu-Jitsu. So now we come to Brazil in 1914. A Japanese Jiu-Jitsu practitioner of Issei Medea moved to Brazil and befriended Gaston Gracie, a well-known businessman who helped Medea get settled in Brazil when Japan had an immigration colony in Brazil. As a thank you to Gaston's kindness, he offered to teach his oldest son, Carlos, Jiu-Jitsu. This was also, by the way, frowned upon by Japanese practitioners to teach foreigners Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. Carlos soon became infatuated with the gentle art and bestowed the teachings to his other siblings. Most notably, Carlos's skinnier and more frail brother, Helio. Helio began to take his brother's teaching to another level. He became an instructor at Carlos's academy in Brazil and began to innovate the ground game to be more technical and innovative. This was especially productive for smaller and weaker practitioners. Helio added leverage, strategy, technique, speed, timing to virtually all the techniques and became what we know as Jiu-Jitsu today. Helio gained national recognition when he fought Masahiro Kimura, a Japanese world champion who outweighed Helio by 80 pounds. Even though Helio lost, Kimura was so impressed, he asked Helio to teach in Japan, a huge honor. In return, Helio, in a further form of respect, named a shoulder lock after Kimura. Helio gained further fame and recognition when he set the record for the longest uninterrupted. That means no rounds, just straight fight, no holds barred. Against his former student, Wanderlei Santana, the match lasted 3 hours and 40 minutes. Grandmaster Helio also had 21 children, 13 of whom now hold black belts. Among those is UFC creator, or Ultimate Fighting Championship creator, Rorion Gracie, undefeated family champion Rickson Gracie, and UFC champ of UFC 1 and 2, Royce Gracie. Jiu-Jitsu in America was still very known as a sport and not effective. So to prove the effectiveness, Rorion Gracie created the tournament known as UFC, a household name now. So in short, Jiu-Jitsu is now embedded in multiple cultures and has a big influence on today's martial arts scene. You can now see Jiu-Jitsu in nations' military, self-defense, law enforcement, self-defense, TV shows, Hollywood movies, and obviously looks more realistic than a one-punch knockout. I hope you've learned the origins of Jiu-Jitsu back to feudal Japan, its beginnings in Brazil, and its start in America, and where it is today. Thank you very much.